I'm going to ask Okui to join us here. The Friends of Manzanar was actually established in 2004, and it coincided with the grand opening of the Interpretive Center. What the Friends does is it works directly with the National Park Service. How about this? Can you hear this? Yeah. Okay. It works in direct partnership with the National Park Service in support, particularly of its educational and capital programs. And our first project that we did, a joint project between the Park Service and the Friends, was the reconstruction of the guard tower. And I'm pleased to say that that guard tower got both the California and the Governor's Historic Preservation Award. And it's particularly important, I think, as a symbol of this site. And it was one that was done also with the park personnel right here on the site. At that dedication, which was September 2005, among the honorees was Sue Embry. And we honored her for her lifelong commitment and dedication to telling the story and preserving, it's telling and preserving the story of the struggle of the Japanese American, not only during World War II, but afterwards. But as Sue would be here, she would say, it's not a Japanese American story, it's an American story. And that the injustices that we saw then, we still see today toward Arab American and Muslim Americans. And so what we've got to remember is this story. We think that we will learn from history. Often we do not. So we need to continue to build and keep that story alive. And so really on behalf of the Friends of Manzanar, and as I mentioned, Okui is our board member, as well as Rosochi, and I believe we have Cindy Fujikawa Gates, another board member here today. It is really our pleasure, and I'll let Ma say a few words, it's really our pleasure to give a donation to the Manzanar Committee in honor of Sue for all that she meant to all of us today and for all the generations that will never know her. We'd like that support to be for programs like the Manzanar After Dark, because after all, it is the future generations. It's the legacy that she leaves that will be here forever. And I guess, Mas, at this point, maybe I can have you say a few words, and I'd like to then make a check presentation to Daryl.
None of this would have been possible. You would not be here today had it not been for Sue. You would not have seen our interpretive center had it not been for Sue. Manzanar would have been a forgotten place in history had it not been for Sue. So Sue, I thank you.
Daryl, if you might accept this on behalf of the Friends of Manzanar. And I just leave with one more thought, which is preserving this legacy is not just about Sue, it's about so many of you here. And those of you that have not done their oral history, please come forward. Go back and talk to Bachan or anyone that you know and tell that story, because it's an important one and we're going to lose another generation very soon. And so with this, Daryl, we appreciate this and we look to a close collaboration between the Friends of Manzanar and the Manzanar Committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lillian. Thank you, Moss. Hey, Tech, steak dinner tonight. We do have some more seats down here. Anybody who's got some tired feet, we've got 1 here, 4 here, 4 there, 2 over here. Come on down, no shame, it's okay, we're in the desert. Now, you may have seen, bring that young man up here. Bring that young man up here. You may have seen some people walking around on a hot day wearing black t-shirts. I didn't choose the color. You may have noticed Baka Guts. What is Baka Guts? This is Jack Kunitomi, brother of Sue, dad of me, who will explain to you what Baka Guts means.
This is a commercial. You know, your television set appeals to you for money in some form. Well, the Manzanar Committee has financial problems sometimes. But anyway, Baka Guts came from our playground way back in the 30s. Our team used to play tackle football on a dirt field, much like this, but it was more gravelly. Chunks of gravel all over the yard, all over the field. And when you tackled, this was tackle football with no protection, you ended up with strawberries here, here, here. Every time you hit the dirt, you had a strawberry. Well, our coaches either were hard of hearing or very stubborn. They didn't care if you scratched their knees or elbows and things. They wanted you to play football. Anyway, so, in practicing, discussion afterwards of our practices, we were moaning to ourselves, gosh, what bakatares we are. And bakatare means stupid, no sense. Well, that was true because playing football without protection on a gravelly ground was no big thing. But my friend and I were discussing our practices, and we said, well, even though we are stupid, we have guts. Guts in our term meant fearless. And so we said, well, we can name ourselves Baka Guts. So we adopted the name Baka Guts. So that's been in my vocabulary for years. So when Sue was fighting against the state of California, at the county of Annual, city of LA and its water and power district, the local Indian tribes, and the local city folks. And I used to kid her about, you're like Don Quixote, tilting against the windmills. But Sue prevailed. We have all this to look forward to every year. So, Baka Guts is sold with the volunteers right under the canopy. And so please, if you have a few dollars to spare, and luckily for me, my size fits. And I was given one through the courtesy of one of my daughters who is on the committee. Thank you very much.